Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alyssa. If you're new here, welcome. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I do true crime in this channel. I usually post on Mondays and I post on Fridays, but I had been having I had a hard day yesterday. My daughter was sick, so I couldn't post. And then last Friday, what did I do last Friday? I don't even know what I did last Friday, but I did something last Friday, so I wasn't able to post. But I'm back today. So the whole month of December, I'm going to be talking about teenagers that are in prison. This is the second time I record this video because the first time I apparently forgot to press record. So that goes that. It's a little bit dark in my room. I tried to do the lighting in by my window, but it's not helping. But I have the lights off in the room because my daughter is kind of sick and her head is hurting, so I'm trying to keep the light out of her. And this is the only place I have to do my videos. So today we're going to be talking about a case that a lot of y'all are going to find interesting. And in this case, it's of Alyssa, a 15-year-old who killed a 9-year-old Elizabeth. So let's go ahead and get started. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified every time I upload. Okay, so Alyssa's seems like an original teenage girl. Friends said she was just always so sweet and everybody loved her. She was just amazing. But inside her mind, and as her internet persona revealed, there was a much darker person looking beneath the surface of this 15-year-old girl. It may have been surprised her friends and family, but Alyssa's virtual alter ego would face shadow her most heinous act, the killing of a 9-year-old Elizabeth Alton. Between 2002 and 2009, Alyssa was raised by her grandparents. Her mother, Michelle, had a history of drug alcohol abuse which led to criminal charges and jail time. Her father, Caesars, was serving jail time for assault. Alyssa's grandparents constantly took legal custody of her and her 3 younger siblings in California. To escape their former lives, the kids moved to rural ranch-like property in Missouri, just west of the state capital of Jefferson City. Despite these setbacks of her parents, Alyssa became an A and B student in high school. Alyssa was a normal kid by all appearance, and her grandparents provided a stable home. They home where Alyssa's parents could not. Friends said she would write poems and joke around. She regularly attended church at the Church of Jesus Christ, a Latter-day Saint, where she participated in served youth activities. But in 2007, Alyssa tried to kill herself. After spending 10 days at the psychiatric hospital, Street Martin's team went on antidepressant. Despite her medication, Alyssa participated cutting herself several times. Friends said she frequently showed them the scar on her wrist. While she was obviously on the antidepressant, her friend told KRCG TV, "We always would go upstairs and she would be like, oh, I need to take my medicine." Online, Alyssa was an entirely different person. Alyssa Twitter feed talked about how she hated authority. One post read, "Bad decisions make great stories." According to KRGCG TV, she listed her hobbies on YouTube and MySpace as killing people and cutting. She also posted a YouTube video where she tried to get 2 of her brothers to try to touch an electric fence. Then on October 21st, 2009, Alyssa brought her darkest fantasy to light. 4 houses down from the Bustamante family lived the 9-year-old Elizabeth Alton. She often came over to play with Alyssa and her siblings. On the night Alton was killed, her mother, Patricia, said she begged to go to Alyssa's house to play. This was at 5 p.m., the last time Praise saw her daughter alive. By 6 p.m., when Elizabeth didn't come home, her mom knew something was wrong. The day after Elizabeth's disappearance, FBI agents questioned Alyssa and cite her diary. Authorities found shallow holes behind Alyssa's house that seemed to be in the shape of grave. Then teenagers told the FBI she just liked to dig holes. Later in the investigation, authorities found another shallow grave, covered with leaves. Behind the basement house, Elizabeth's body was inside. Prosecutors charged Alyssa with first-degree murder and arrested her. Everyone was shocked. Before all of this, she was a normal 15-year-old girl, a friend told KRCG TV. This really isn't her. This was not the Alyssa I knew. But according to the New York Daily News, entry from an Alyssa Busman diary revealed a visual more horrified person. Though Alyssa had tried to cover up the entire entry by blotting out the blue ink in her diary, investigators were able to unveil the original writing underneath, in which she chronicled the euphoria she felt after killing Elizabeth. Says, quote, I just fucking killed someone. I strangled them and slit their throat and stabbed them now. They are dead. I know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. It was amazing. As soon as you get over the oh my god, I can't do this feeling is pretty enjoyable. I'm kind of nervous and shaky. Though right now, Kay, I gotta go. Church now, lol. In court, Alyssa confessed to killing Elizabeth. She said she strangled Elizabeth before cutting the girl's throat and stabbing her in the chest. Afterward, Alyssa buried her victim body in the dug shallow grave behind their homes. And I had seen in other articles that said that she had actually got some. I don't know if it was Elizabeth that helped her dig the grave or her siblings, something like that. But I think she's. I seen an article that said that somebody helped her dig the hole before she ended up killing Elizabeth. Alyssa's defense attorney pointed to her troubled childhood as a means to supply leniency in her sentence, but the judge ruled that Alyssa would be tried as an adult. Then, a few weeks before her 2012 trial for first-degree murder was scheduled to begin, a little more than 2 years after the murder, Alyssa accepted a plea deal to the lesser charge of second-degree murder to avoid the death penalty. As part of the plea deal, she may get out of jail in 30 years on parole. After getting a new attorney in 2014, Alyssa contended that she would not have pleaded guilty in 2012 as she known of a pending USA Supreme Court case that affected how the justice system should handle cases of juvenile and first-degree murder cases. This judge in the case denied the lawyer plead for the new sentence. Patricia Elizabeth Alton's grieving mother felt as if the original sentence was still too light. In court, she called Alyssa a monster and said that she hated everything about her. According to KOMU, Price and Alyssa was an evil monster during the sentencing, and her speech was too poignant and poisoned that the judge had to ask her to stop. Price sued the convicted murderer for damages and wrongful death, sued in October 2015, which Price settled for $5 million 2 years later. The original wrongful death also included the hospital where Alyssa had stayed. Price included Pathways behavioral health care on 2 of his employees as defense because she felt Alyssa murdered her daughter while under their care. She believed that the health system should have seen Alyssa's violent tendencies coming and taken preventive measure. A judge threw out the lawsuit against Pathways, but Alyssa will and limited owed Patricia Price the $5 million plus interest at 9% per year until the debt is paid. But no matter the outcome of the trial, the fact remains that a little girl lost her life due to uncuttable and violent wisdom of a troubled teenager. And that is the sad case of not the sad case, but that's the case of a teenager who really had a lot of problems and nobody saw it and nobody cared to help, but also of a little girl that lost her life. And I hope that Elizabeth's parents are doing okay, and I hope Elizabeth is resting in peace. I will see y'all Friday with the new case.